Alrighty then, welcome to another story time. My name's Nick and I'm here to tell you a story. Well, hopefully to make you laugh. Probably at my expense with this one because recently I became a housewife. Am I allowed to say that? I probably not, and I do apologize, but I mean it is my circumstances, at least the parameters of which. Let's get into it. Actually, I think after explaining that, I think I'm starting to become a desperate housewife. What does it mean to be a desperate housewife? I'll tell you for one thing, I'm really desperate to stop doing these chores. I know I shouldn't be complaining, but oh my goodness, they just never end. Wh- When it is your job to take care of the house, you know, does not do anything unless you do something. It's a shocking revelation. Maybe not so much, but also too, those dishes. Again, I just can't point it out enough. They never stop. No matter how much you clean, no matter how much you use the dishwasher, they just keep coming. Now, I have learned a little trick, right? And it's not really a little trick, it's more like common sense. Consistency. As long as you continue to clean forever, there will be some level of it being clean. You know, it's crazy though. You get into this like consistent pattern where you just start cleaning the dishes as things get dirty, as you're supposed to do, instead of letting them pile up and then you go, I'm not cleaning that. Isn't it crazy when something's clean? It's really easy to keep it clean, but the moment it gets like way beyond your control, like you like left for the Bahamas for a week and chimpanzees came in and, lived in your place. I don't know if that's a true story, but anyways, I mean, the place is just trash. You ever see the sink when the dishes are piled higher than the sink? That's when you know you've messed up. You don't know what you've done, right? But you know you've messed up. You're like, oh, well, I just cooked and who? There's only two of us living here. How did it get so high? And now I don't want to clean that. That seems like a lot of work, right? Like because when things are clean and there's only a few dishes, you're like, well, I can do that. I keep this place clean. You get overconfident, but the moment it gets out of hand, because you decide to put your feet up for 5 minutes. I mean, I'm telling you guys, I feel you. No, I don't know what I'm saying here, but I think I'm desperate enough to stop doing these chores because it got to a point where I deep cleaned the kitchen. Deep cleaned. I don't need. Most of you are like, what does that even mean? I don't even know what it meant. It meant you had to clean more than just surface areas. It means you like opened cabinetry and pulled things out and wiped down shelving. What? So I did all of that thinking this is how I'm going to get ahead and stay ahead. I'm going to clean everything like I just moved in here, which we just did. I'm going to clean it. And once it's clean, then I can keep it clean. And once you get to that peak level of craziness, right? Well, not really craziness, probably just keeping your house clean. But once you get to that level, right, and you're the sole proprietor of the cleaning, maybe potentially, no offense to anybody else in this house, a little lax on protocols start happening. Because when you get to the level where you're deep cleaning things and things are staying clean, that's when either the dishes, right, will find themselves outside of their realm, right? You'll deep clean the whole kitchen, clean every utensil, kitchen appliance thing, even things you don't even know what they do. You know how many things are in my kitchen I open up and I look and I go, I don't know what that thing does. It could do something. And it's, oh, it's a waffle maker. No, I'm just kidding. I know what a waffle maker is. I love me some waffles. That I do know what it is. There's some other things in there that I'm like, what is how do I use this? But anyways, I know, great housewife I'm shaping up to be. I got a lot of learning to do. There's a lot that goes into this. I'm saying I'm playing both sides, because on the one hand, I don't have to do anything. But on the other hand, if I don't do anything, well, that's just bad for living, right? I can't do that. So you got to pick and choose your battles. But I will tell you, I know I keep getting off track. Once everything's clean, that's when you start finding dishes in places they're not supposed to do. Be, right? Because they got up and walked out on their own. Because I was in there, I cleaned everything. And I was like, oh my goodness, for the first time, everything in this kitchen is spotless. I don't have to worry about a single thing. And we are eating takeout for dinner. That's when when you get so clean, you don't even want to use it anymore because you're like, if I touch any of this, it's never gonna look this good again. I'm never gonna put this much effort into cleaning all of this again. And because when you do put in all that effort and you go and sit down on your couch in the living room, you find like a bowl, a cup, and a spoon, and a this and a that, and you're like, what, how did all this? I just cleaned everything. I didn't miss a thing. I missed a lot of things because people left them where they shouldn't have. I'm sorry. I mean, the dishes got up and went somewhere else. So, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to be desperate for. I mean, I'm not really desperate at all. The other thing, too, that I really want to talk about this whole housewife situation, it's just me telling jokes. I apologize for everything. Whatever. But when you're a housewife, right, sometimes you get asked, what's for dinner? And that question, increasingly, the more you make dinner, see, this is what I found. The more you do something consistently, everybody else who might live with you might start to expect that. Rightfully so, right? Rightfully so, because, well, one, they're bringing home the actual bacon so that you can, just cook the bacon. I could cook bacon. I like cooking bacon. So, anyways, I've been cooking. Well, I've been trying to cook. Some nights when I don't have dinner, it's like, what? You ever do that? You ever soak it and then you just drop off because you get to a point where, like, you know what? I've earned a break, right? You could take a break every now and again. And I think that's where the confusion happens, is because you take a break and you're like, hey, wait a minute. Why don't I have dinner? Why isn't this clean? And you're like, well, yeah, I just wanted 30 seconds to myself. Apparently, I didn't know a tornado would come during that time. 30 seconds. You take a break for 30 seconds and it has wiped all your hard work is wiped right out the window. I'm hearing some of the complaints. But also, I really enjoyed not having to do anything for 30, and I could have continued. You saw at the beginning of this, I let it pile high. No, I stopped doing that eventually. It's only when they pay attention does it really get serious. Sometimes you can kind of let things go until they go, "Hey, wait, what's that over there?" Oh, no, nothing. Don't you look wonderful? And oh, we should watch that show. Remember, it's tonight. Oh, it's Wednesday. Yeah. And you go watch the show and get them distracted, and then you race back over and clean that spot. So if they look again, oh, what? Nothing happened. Tips of the trade of how to sound ridiculous. Well, anyways, there's probably going to be, a lot more on this topic because I've only even scratched the surface. So, I mean, welcome to that. But who knows? So, anyways, I'm going to go back to being a desperate housewife because, there's probably a chore, some chore. Something's breaking right now. I'm sure of it, or needing to be cleaned. Guaranteed. So with that, hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll check you guys on the next one. Later.